nearlydanish.com.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Let's get ready to rumble!
All right, this is mock test 6. All right, so for all the new people that are here, for all the people that have missed, all the people that are here for the first time, we've been practicing since the 28th of August. So we've been practicing for almost 2 months, twice a week, Wednesday and Sunday at the same time on Zoom. And we record all the sessions and we upload them to the YouTube channel. It's called Nearly Danish TV. So you can go there and look under playlists and you will see all the practice sessions, all the previous practice sessions that we've had. So I highly recommend that if you missed any sessions, please go and catch up by watching those videos. Okay. All right, let's go. Okay. Can someone is asking for the pin. Can you post it in the chat for them, please? Okay, so this question is about the referendum in 1953 to change Grundloven. So Grundloven has been changed, I think, 4 times. The last time it was changed in 1953, and in that change, that was the change that allowed women to inherit the throne. That's how Margaret II became queen, or was allowed to become queen. And that change also, they wrote in the parliamentary principle into Grundloven in 1953. 57 people got this wrong. That's quite a lot of you. I'm actually surprised. This is one of the most frequently asked questions. Just so N123, just close your browser, open a new one, and join with another name. All right, so this is a frequently asked question. So this is one of the questions that you must know the answer to. 57 of you got this wrong. It will appear in your profile, so you can fix this. And if you're here for the first time, I posted a video on how to find your profile after the session. I posted the video again. Please watch that video. On to the next one. Okay, so this is definitely a weak spot. I think this is going to show up because this is a major event in Denmark. So in Denmark, one of the big values is ligestilling. So gender equality. And one of the only places where there wasn't gender equality was in military conscription. So in April this year, a majority in parliament voted that women will begin to serve, well, it will be compulsory. So military conscription will be compulsory for women starting from 2027. So this is actually a new addition to the book. I think that this question is going to show up in the test. So the 69 people that got this wrong,
now you know what you don't know.
Pay close attention to this because I think it's going to show up in the test. On to the next one. right. So the question is, who proposes a majority of the law proposals in, so who puts forward a majority of the law proposals in Parliament? And it's the government um, that basically makes the law proposals. The Parliament debates and votes on those law proposals and either accepts or rejects them. So that's the process. That's the democratic process happening in Parliament. Yes, so the committees work on the laws during the debating and voting process. So it's the government ministries that put forward the laws. So if they want, for instance, finance law, that's the national budget. I think it's been put forward and they're currently debating it. That's just an example. On to the next one. And that was put forward by the Ministry of Finance, of course, in partnership with all the other ministries because it concerns all of them. Okay, moving on to the next one.
Uh-oh.
Frederick V. I can understand why a lot of people chose Christian IV because he was a big fan of architecture and the arts, but it wasn't him. It's Frederick V that founded the Royal Danish Art Academy. This is definitely a weak spot. So someone asked, how do we know what we're going to prepare for, what we're going to be practicing? The answer is you don't. And why is that? The reason is they don't tell you what's going to be on the next test. So I'm not going to tell you what's going to be on these mock tests. Okay? These mock tests are supposed to test your knowledge. You're supposed to practice on the website, read the book, practice, 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 and then come here and test what you can remember, what has stuck. For instance, 94 for 94 people, this has not stuck. This information is not there. For 62 people, it has. So this is a weak spot. This is a spot that 94 people have to work on. It will show up on your profile. All your mistakes will show up on your profile. And you can fix it and practice and make sure you can plug this knowledge gap. Okay?
Now you know what you don't know.
Now you know what you don't know. Fix it, come back, and test yourself. It's better to make these mistakes in these sessions than to make them in the actual test. So if today was the test and this was the test, 94 of you would have gotten this question wrong. However, don't feel bad because this is just a mock test. Good news. This is a mock test. And this just exposes this knowledge gap. So go and fix it. Okay, where are we? Triple S is the highest climber, up 46 places. Wow! That's a lot of places to climb. All right, next one. Frequently asked question. Okay, so for 132 people, this information is stuck in their heads. Round of applause. And this is one of the frequently asked questions. So there's about 200 of those questions, and you must know the answers to every single one of those questions. Okay, while we're on the topic of frequently asked questions, let me talk about that audiobook. Okay. Now, for the first timers, you will have a profile. I posted a video on how to find your profile. So please watch that video After the session, I will be importing the scores and your profile will be created for you. Frequently asked questions. One of the questions that this question is one of the frequently asked questions. So what's a frequently asked question? A question that has appeared in at least 2 or more tests. And 2 or more, sorry, I got distracted. 2 or more tests. And you must know the answers to every single one of them. There's about 200 of them, and you can find them here. There's 4 parts, 50 each, okay? Now, let's talk about the audiobook. Someone asked, where can I find the audiobook? The audiobooks are embedded in the quizzes. So basically these quizzes cover the whole chapter and every single section in the chapter. So in the section under Viking times, there's 3 subsections, 1, 2, 3. Each of those subsections, you can click there and you find the audiobook. You find the Danish version.
1, 2, 1. Det danske rige tager form.
And then you can find the English version.
1.2.1 The Formation of the Danish Kingdom.
Okay, now it's up to you how you want to go about this. Okay, you can skip the books and do the quizzes and then come back and read the book and then do the quiz again. Or you can read the book, listen to the book, and do the quiz. It's up to you. What I would recommend is that you actually try the quiz out before you read the book. That way you figure out what you don't know, so that when you're listening to the book, you listen for those specific spots that you're missing and then take the quiz again. And that way you will actually do better. Okay? Before, there were no audiobooks. I just added this feature. Now, there isn't, so I think I'm still adding them. So let me see, let me scroll all the way down to this, right? For instance, this one, I haven't added the audiobook yet. I'm still adding, these things. I'm still preparing these things and adding them. So please be patient. It's not all complete. I'm actually, I'm adding things as I'm doing them. So please be patient. All right. Moving on to the next one. Frequently asked question. Round of applause. I'm glad that the majority of you got this right. Only 7 people got this wrong. You must know the answer to this, okay? It will appear on your profile. Get it right. You guys are doing well. Okay, so we have Dalting, C3PO, EIS, Kawa, and Milad. I think I know everybody here except C3PO. 22 players just hit an answer streak of 4.
Excellent.
We still have a long way to go. Okay, so Anders Fogh Rasmussen, he was a prime minister for Venstre, and he became the general secretary for NATO in 2009. I think maybe talk about this a bit. So on the website, you can find all the people that are mentioned in the book. Okay. So here you see people in the book. If you click on that, so for every chapter where there's people mentioned, you can click in and you see every single one of those people mentioned. So Anders Fogh Rasmussen is mentioned somewhere down here. Yeah. That's him. And that's him again. And, basically for all the chapters, and also there is a timeline for every chapter and subsection. And I'm trying to make this chronological. I haven't really focused too much on this. I was focused on the audiobook. But anyways, I'm still working on all these things, and hopefully before the test, all these things will be ready for you guys. Okay, next one.
Uh-oh.
Brand new question. Read the question slowly, make sure you understand it, and then go ahead and answer. All right, so this is actually about, so the way, I think the way they describe it in the book is that the way democracy is here is that it's as close to the people as possible. So it's the commune. So people live in communes, right? And it's the commune that decides how to solve the specific problems that are occurring in that specific commune. That's what this is about. All right, next one. We have a static top 5.
Static top 5.
This is a frequently asked question, but in a slightly different way. Read the question slowly. Okay, so in 1973, so a lot actually happened in 1973. There was something called the landslide elections. And that was because for the first time in, I think it was Danish democratic history, a lot of the voters voted differently and voted in many new parties into parliament. The biggest party that was voted in for the first time was called Fremskrittsparti. So it's called the Progress Party. And this party was actually the party from which Dansk Folkeparti came from. So Pia Kjærsgaard was a member of this party, but she left the party and created Dansk Folkeparti in 1995. All right, on to the next one. Frequently asked question. Only 17 people got this wrong. Please get it right the next time. The Højesteret is the Supreme Court in Denmark. Okay, C3PO now at number 1. Not nearly Danish is the biggest climb, but up 9 places.
Excellent.
Next one. This is a frequently asked question. Okay, well done.
Great job.
19 people got this wrong. This happened in the 1960s, so this is immigration to Denmark. Okay, next one.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I'm actually surprised. So 45 people got this wrong. This is a weak spot. It will show up on your profile. Okay, I think, let me say something. So the test is always a mixture of questions that have shown up in previous tests and questions that have never shown up before. And I saw a trend when I was analyzing all the previous tests. I saw that whenever there was a test where there were more new questions than the previous test, there was a very high fail rate. And the trend I'm now seeing is that as the years go by, the number of new questions go up. So before, it used to be about 30 frequently asked questions and 5 new questions. Now it's more like 17 frequently asked questions and 18 new questions. So this is the reason why I highly emphasize practice, practice, practice. Okay? Go to your profile and make sure you've covered this section thoroughly. Because if you know all the answers to every single one of these questions, that means you know the answers to at least 17 questions that you're going to see on test day. Okay? Now, for the rest of them, you have to practice the whole book. And if you keep repeating and repeating and repeating, it will stick in your head. And then you have to worry about Danish values and current affairs. But that's not a problem because current affairs, well, I'll talk about that later. Danish values is pretty straightforward. Those are the more tricky ones where if you fail more than one question, you fail the whole test. But they're very easy questions and you just have to approach them a certain way. We're going to have a Danish value session. Next one. Okay. So 1953, like I said, Grundlov was changed. The parliamentary principle was written into the Constitution. The ability for women to inherit the throne was written into the Constitution. And the second chamber of parliament was scrapped. So Landsting was scrapped. On to the next one. Static top 5.
Static top 5.
Okay, so the agreement for the militaries of Denmark and the USA working together in partnership was signed in 1951. That was it's 2 years after Denmark joined NATO. On to the next one. Static top 5, tough round. 3 players lost the answer streak of 14. We still have 30 questions to go. All right, 15 people got this wrong. There is no limit to the number of times you can get re-elected to parliament. Static top 5, MW is the highest climber, up 8 places.
Excellent.
Uh-oh.
For the people that have been coming, you've seen this question before. This is from chapter 6, I think. All right, so more people got it right than wrong. "40 people got it wrong."
Now you know what you don't know.
Fix that, it will show up on your profile. All right, next one.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's a brand new question, never been asked before. I want to see how you guys do. Like I thought, 75 people got this wrong. So, well, this was expected. This is a question that's never shown up before in any test. This is part of chapter 6, the Faroe Island, no, Greenland. So there's a section about Rigsfellesskab, and it talks about Greenland, the history, the culture, and Faroe Islands, the history, the culture, and some other topics. So this is part of that. So
Now you know what you don't know.
next one. The 30-Year War was a war that was being fought in Europe, and Christian IV got Denmark involved in that. But 4 years later, pulled Denmark out of it. All right, 40 people got this wrong.
Now you know what you don't know.
Static top 5.
Static top 5.
All right, next question. Shaz is back in the game with 3 in a row.
Oh my! He's on fire!
All right, Amagad, tact, and tone. This is from literature, chapter 5. 45 people got that wrong. Okay, so at the moment we have Kawa, Thaltine, CGA, C3PO, and EIS in the top 5. RM is making a comeback with 3 in a row.
Oh my! He's on fire!
This is question number 20. So we have 26 questions to go. Next one. All right, he was king for almost 60 years. 31 people got that wrong. Static top 5. 9 players just hit an answer streak of 4. You guys are doing well. I expected this to be more difficult for you, but you guys are acing it. Well done.
Great job.
Okay, maybe I spoke too soon. 67 people got this wrong. So in the 1960s, Denmark started exporting more products from industry than from agriculture. And that was when the economy was exploding during that time, actually. Okay, next one. You've seen this before. All right. Well done.
Great job.
121 people. Okay, so Kawa has 23 correct answers in a row. Kawa has 23 correct answers in a row. Kawa is number 1, and Kawa is on fire. And we are past the halfway point, so Kawa gets an explosion. Wow. Well done. Well done, man. This was not an easy this is not an easy mock test, and you have a perfect score.
Perfect score.
Well done. All right. 45 people got that wrong.
Now you know what you don't know.
So in the book, there's a part of the book that talks about the responsibilities of the different authorities. So the responsibility of the state, the commune, and the regions. And please make a note of all their responsibilities, because they could ask about any one of them. All right, static top 5. All right, 30 people got this wrong. 15,000 people died of the Spanish flu in Denmark. This was around World War I. Static top 5 yet again.
Static top 5.
We have Kawa number 1, Thao Ting 2, CGA 3, C3, PO 4, and Lu at number 5. Mickey is back in the game with 3 in a row.
Oh my! He's on fire!
You got 20 questions to go. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so this is definitely a weak spot. So about 70% of the population in Denmark is are members of Dansk Folkekirken. However, only 50% of the people in Copenhagen's commune are members of Dansk Folkekirken. This is a weak spot, never been asked before. If this shows up on the test, now you know it.
Now you know what you don't know.
104 people got that wrong. 45 people got this right. Round of applause. All right, doubting now at number 1. Ivelo is back with an answer streak of 3.
Excellent.
Next one. It's called Mullerhøj. It's in Ostjylland. 38 people got that wrong. Fix it. Sergio and Leo now in the top 5. Aram is the highest climber, up 7 places. Hearing aids. 8 people got that wrong. Round of applause to the people that got it right. Yulia T is the highest climber, up 5 places.
Great job.
Next one. You've seen this before. FAQ. All right, almost. Oh, wait. 14 people. I thought that was a 0. Anyways, 14 people got this wrong. This is a frequently asked question. So this is a question that you must know the answers to. So please get it right next time.
Now you know what you don't know.
Static top 5.
Static top 5.
Rossi is back 3 in a row.
Great job.
Next one. All right, so 1972, there was a referendum to join the it was EF back then, the European Community, and a slight majority voted yes. This is a frequently asked question, and the following year, in 1973, Denmark joined the European Community that later became the EU. So whoever got this wrong, please make sure you get it right next time. This is one of the questions that you must know the answer to because it has a high probability of showing up on the next test. All right, Queen Africa is back with an answer streak of 3.
She's on fire.
Okay. Next one. All right. There hasn't got to be a definite number of ministries or ministers appointed for any government. There's no fixed number. So it's up to the prime minister to decide. 22 people got that wrong. This is a frequently asked question. Okay. 19 people got this wrong. Please get it right next time.
Now you know what you don't know.
1920, after the First World War, the Germans lost that war. So the Austro-Hungarian Empire lost that war. And as a result, Denmark got the opportunity to reunite with Sønderjylland. They lost Sønderjylland after the Second Schleswig War in 1864. That is also a frequently asked question. All right, we have static top 5.
Static top 5.
And M is the highest climber, up 5 places.
Great job.
Wow. Okay, this is definitely a weak spot.
Now you know what you don't know.
93 people got this wrong. I think this is chapter 5 under architecture. So Ahmad Bakker, that's actually Copenhagen, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that's Copenhagen. And it was inaugurated in 2019, so it's relatively new. It's only 5 years old. All right, next one. Lou is back in the top 5. Anna P84 is making a comeback with 3 in a row.
Excellent.
All right, next one. All right, frequently asked question. We've talked about this a whole bunch of times. Bennett, check the book. Okay, so 21 people got this wrong. So 1924, that was the year that Nina Bang was appointed by Prime Minister Thorvald Stauning, and she was appointed as the Undervisningsminister, so the Minister for Education. She was the first female minister ever appointed, and Thorvald Stauning was the first Social Democratic Prime Minister. Okay, so the next question is the last history question. So the test from question number 1 to 35 is based on the information in the book. And that's where, you know, it's a mixture of frequently asked questions and questions that have never been asked before. Then question number 36 to 40 is current affairs. The current affairs follows specific themes usually, and I will be discussing those themes as we go through the questions. And then the last 5 questions are the Danish values questions, which are the most important questions in the book. And what am I saying? What did I just say? The most important questions in the test, not the book, because the questions don't come from the book. And if you fail more than one of those questions, you fail the whole test. Okay, so they're very, very important. They're not difficult. Sometimes they ask them in a weird way, but usually it's pretty straightforward. You just have to think of them a certain way. There is a video on the YouTube channel. Let me see if I can actually show you guys. Okay, so there's a video on the YouTube channel. This is the YouTube channel. Nearly Danish TV. Click on videos and then click on popular. And this one here. Watch this video. I explain how to approach the Danish values questions. All right. We will also have a session similar to that one on how to approach it. Anyways, Carol Pinto is back with an answer streak of 3.
She's on fire.
We're moving to the last history question. Okay, so this is another weak spot. So in Denmark, if you are arrested by the police, they have to put you in front of a judge within 24 hours. If not, they have to release you. However, when they get you in front of a judge, the judge can decide to hold you for up to 72 hours in a jail cell while the police conducts investigations. Moral of the story is don't ever get caught. Don't ever commit crimes. Just be a law-abiding citizen. Life is just easier that way. 89 people got this wrong. 60 people got this right. Round of applause. And yes, I can see some people saying I've repeated myself a lot. I apologize. I do repeat myself a lot, and I do that on purpose because that is how your brain actually learns, by repetition. Okay. Static top 5.
Static top 5.
That was a combo breaker. 11 players dropped the answer streak of 8. Okay, we're moving on to current affairs. We will be discussing the themes of the questions. All right. So the theme of this question is the government. There is usually always a question about at least one minister or prime minister in the government. And this is current affairs, by the way. And for that reason, there is a quiz that's dedicated to the government 2000, so the most recent government. And this is a quiz that contains the prime minister and her ministers. So please take that quiz and make sure you remember all the names in there. Right, next one. Luezo is now in at number 5. Kathy M is back with an answer streak of 3. All right. The theme of this is famous dead people. So in the last exam, what's his name showed up? Søren Pape Poulsen showed up in the test. We actually correctly predicted that question showing up in the test. This guy was the oldest man in Denmark. He was 110 years old, Jens Peter Vestergaard. And is he the most, like, do I think this question will show up? Probably not. I don't think he's that important. However, it fits the theme of famous dead people, and that's why it's here. All right, next one. All right. Well done. 32 people got this wrong, 115 got it right. There is a quiz on your profile focusing on political parties and their leaders, there is usually always a question about the leader of some political party. So please pay close attention to that quiz and practice it. All right, so we've got Thao Ting, Kawa, CGA, Naza, and Luezo. Looney is back with an answer streak of 3.
Great job.
Next one. All right, so a Danish photographer won Ocean Photographer of the Year when he took a picture of a dead whale near, is it Reykjavik, the capital of Iceland. The theme of this is Danish excellence on the world stage. So usually when a Dane, either a sports person, or a scientist or someone like this, is crowned as the best in the world at something, that usually shows up. Like for instance, when Jonas Vingegaard won Tour de France, that was definitely in the test. Do I think this specific question is going to show up? No. However, it fits the theme, so it's here. So the strategy that I use for current affairs is I throw a very wide net. Okay, so every day I'm scouring the news and I'm just picking out things that fit the themes that I know show up, and I put them in these tests so that I expose you guys to these themes just in case any of these questions actually end up popping up on the test. So far, I've been able to get at least 4 out of 5 of the questions. I don't have a 100% rate, but 4 out of 5 is good-ish. And this is the reason why I say, do not completely depend on me for your current affairs. Make sure you are also looking out in the news so that when that one question that we didn't practice or 2 questions we didn't practice shows up, you would have caught that by yourself. So please keep an eye out in the news. And we collect the current affairs questions in the group under a post. So if you go to the group, it's called Danish Citizenship Test under discussion. It's the second featured post. And you will see, where can I find latest current affairs news from the last 6 months in the comments. So please contribute to this. I've made all these posts. These are, actually, this is the list where I create all the current affairs questions from. Thank you to Sonia. She posted something today, 5 hours ago, and this will probably be in one of the mock tests. So please contribute to that. Not in the chat, in the group. Thank you. Okay, moving on to the next one. Okay. Yes. This was, well, okay. I have to admit, I put this in there to throw you guys off to see if you actually knew it. I know a whole bunch of you fell for that trick. Sorry about that.
Uh-oh.
So the theme of this is, usually there is a question about the royal family. And there usually also is a question about some kind of anniversary. This was the 80th anniversary of D-Day during World War II, so Normandy landing. So that was when the Allied forces basically went to liberate France 80 years ago. And the king was part of that celebration. He went there because actually some Danish soldiers were involved in that operation as well. So he went there to lay out a mural. It was a remembrance. By the way, you can find all the news for the royal family on kongehuset.dk. I highly recommend that you have a look at that. All the questions about the royal family that ever show up come from that website. All right. Omaha Beach is not in the US? What do you mean? Is it not? Anyways, I don't know. On to the next one. I'll show you the website. Oh! Sorry. It's actually in France. I'll change that. Yes. This is Danish values. Guys, sorry about that. And this is why, you know, it's good that you guys spot my errors. Look, man, I'm not the Holy Grail. I'm just trying my best. I'm trying my best. Sometimes I get these things wrong. Omaha Beach is not in the US, it's in France. I mistook that for the, I think Omaha is it a state or a city? Anyways, in the US. But yes, it was in France. Anyways, this is what's this thing? What's this? Danish values. I'm not going to talk too much about this. You guys just answer. We're going to have a session that focuses on this. Next one. Static top 5. All right. Okay, 7 people got that wrong. So far, so good. You guys are doing well. We've got 2 more questions and we're done for tonight. Okay, 9 people got that wrong. Static top 5. Last question and we're done for tonight. Oh, man. Okay, so 31 people got this wrong. Okay, so before we go, make sure you read the question slowly. So sorry, let me just rewind. In these Kahoots, I put you guys under a bit more pressure than you will face in the test. Okay, so I give you 20 seconds to answer every question. In the actual test, you have 1 minute to answer each question. So you have a lot of time. Take your time, read the question, make sure you understand it. Read the answers, make sure you understand them, and then make a decision. And make a final decision. Don't panic, go back and change your questions, because there's people that have failed because of that. So I repeat, read the question slowly. Make sure you understand the question. Read the answers slowly. Make sure you understand the answers, and then make a decision. All right. Podium. CGA at number 3. Kawa at number 2. And Thao at number 1. Naza and Sahil 4 and 5.
NearlyDanish.com.